I work for a joiner school in France. So most of you guys know us, but for those of you who don't, we are an organization of the French government, and our mission is to recruit international students all over the world for different schools. So we recruit students for business school, engineering schools, and also fashion school. And we promote this school all around the world. And so today we are going to focus on the engineering programs that we have. Of course, you can. So just 1 minute, because some noise are here. So yes, today we are going to focus on the engineering programs, and of course I will tell you how to apply, and if you are not here for the engineering school, you will still be able to apply with us, even if it's for the management program, for example. So let's see the agenda. So I will tell you a bit more about our organization first, Join the School in France. Then I will talk to you about ESIEE Paris. So very quickly, I will tell you what the school we are working with is. We are going to look at the program a little bit. And then we will talk about the career opportunities and job opportunities that you might have with this kind of program after graduation. We will also talk about the requirements you need to apply and how the process works, how is the selection process working. And finally, you will be able to ask any question. So, as I told you in introduction, Join the School in France recruits approximately 2,000 students every year for 12 schools. So we are looking for students who have at least a bachelor degrees. So because we are recruiting for master's program. So if you want to apply with us, you need to have at least a bachelor degree. So it's a 3-year study degree, and you need to have obtained this degree outside France, outside France. Sorry. Also, we are promoting a summer school. So these programs are shorter. It's on the summer, and it can be a good opportunity for you if you are not sure that you want to come and spend some time in France. So you can discover the country and discover the school. So you have time to decide if you are ready or not to join us. And so we start recruiting in September for next September. For example, this year you can apply today. You will get an answer in a month, but it will be for September 2019. So we always recruit in advance because, first of all, it's quite long to prepare a trip abroad, I would say, especially for your studies, because you have to think about a lot of things. You also have the visa procedure and all, and so we think that a year or at least a couple of months is the minimum to think about the organization of your studies abroad. So it's also the other benefit is that you can start planning in advance. So you don't have to worry at the last minute. You have your answer before within a month. So it's very quick. So let me talk to you about ESIEE Paris. So ESIEE Paris is a school related to the Chamber of Commerce of Paris, which means that we accompany the school since many years now, and the school is very close to companies. Because for those of you who don't know, the role of our organization, so the role of a Chamber of Commerce, is to promote the activity of industries and companies in France and abroad. So we have a network of more than, I think it's something like 300,000 companies. And so ESIEE Paris is close to these companies, which means that when you will look for an internship or when you will look for a job after, you will have some connection already with the school itself. Also, ESIEE Paris has 2,000 students and more than 200, no, 2,050 students, and more than 250 are from another country. I'm from outside France. So there is a strong international community, and also ESIEE Paris is really wants to develop its international culture. So you won't be only with French people, you will be with people from India, from Pakistan, from China, from Africa, etc., etc. So they come from every country in the world and every continent in the world. Also, the tuition fee are 8,100 per year, which is not expensive for private engineering schools. And what you have to remember is that you will have to do an internship. So during this internship, you will be paid, and you are paid as almost as if you were working. So these fees will help you to cover the tuition fees of 8,100 euros. So the students who are looking for can apply for 5 programs. So we recruit students for 5 master's programs, and you can see the list here on the screen. So as you can understand, ESIEE Paris is related to communication and computer science, and electronics as well. So it's for this kind of engineering students. So the name of you have the name of the program here. So the first one is Master of Science of Management of Technology Information System. So this one is more about, as you can see in the title, about the management of those systems. The second one is International Master of Computer Science for Intelligent System. And after that, you have a third one, but with 3 different specializations. So the name of this master is International Master of Electronics, and you can either take the first option is wireless communication, the second one is micro nanotechnologies, and the last one is networks and Internet of Things. So if you want the detail of all of that, I put you some slides here, but I also have a very complete presentation that I can send you by email afterwards if you ask me. So if you have just a quick look of the first one, so the one we call the MOTIS, because it's Management of Technologies Information System. So you can have here a look at it. You will have to do for the second year. You will have to do a 6 months internship. As I told you, the school will help you to find a company. You can either do this internship in France or abroad. So you can take this opportunity to go back to your country, for example, for 6 months, and to see your family a little bit and come back afterwards. So if you want more detail about that, don't worry, I will send you more information. The second program, so Master of Computer Science for Intelligent System. So you can see in the picture what it is all about. So it will be about so artificial intelligence, for example. Yes, so the smart camera, smart home, so how you can connect your home to your smartphone, for example, and how you can integrate technology in your daily habits. So this master is really about AI, which is one of the biggest issue of this century. And so ESIEE Paris is really trying to answer all the main question of our generation today. So they put a lot of effort to offer programs that will answer the needs of the society today, such as things related to AI or to smart cities. So they have this big area at ESIEE Paris where they have big projects about smart cities. So for those of you who don't know, smart city is exactly how what you can see here in the screen is how you implement technology and AI in your daily life. It can be with your car, with your home, with your phone, and yes, for example, you see the watches that calculates your heartbeat, and so you know if you are healthy or not, etc., etc. So this is one of the biggest thing that happened lately, and so ESIEE Paris put it at heart in their program. So for the last one, so as I told you, you can have so it's International Master of Electronics, and you have those three different specialization. So again, we are not going to go in details because if you want to have more information about that, I can send you the whole presentation, and I can also tell you more directly on phone or on Skype by one-to-one. So yes, as you can see, I will let you read that in details. But to sum up what we just talked about, you can apply for these 5 programs, and so we will see the requirement after. But my role as project manager at Join a School in France will be to make sure that your application is perfect, so that you are selected by at least one of these programs. So what you can do is you can use the chat if you have any question, because today I really want to focus on not especially the program, but how I can help you to integrate a school in France. So don't hesitate to ask question, and I'll be happy to answer it. So if we talk about the career opportunity and about what happened after you apply for ESIEE Paris, you graduate, sorry, from ESIEE Paris. So you can see that they have very high figures, like 94% of the students get a job within 6 months after graduation, which is a very high rate. And within those 94, 72% find the job before even graduating, which means that they do their internship and they are employed by the company where they did the internship. So this is really interesting because it means that the school doesn't want you to just graduate and then leave. They accompany you in your professional life. So this is very important to remember. So again, I will send you the presentation so you can see with what kind of job you can exactly do. But basically, with those 5 programs, you will be able to work in almost any companies related to electronics or digital. So this is very interesting for you. Now, let's talk about the requirements. So, if you want to apply with us, the first thing is to be able to speak English, because those programs are taught in English, even if it's in France. So you need to be able to speak English. I will call you, either myself or one of my colleagues. So we are 3 people working for Join a School in France. And so one of us will call you to test your English. It's very short interview. It's just 5 minutes, just to make sure that you are able to have a conversation in English. We recommend you to get an English test. So it can be either the TOEFL, the IELTS, or an English test that proves that you are able to speak English. But if you are not able to, it's not mandatory, but it's highly recommended. For the French, the good news, because we recruit international people, is that you don't need to speak French. As I told you, the programs are in English. If you do your internship, they will be aware of that. But I will also say that it's kind of appreciated by the companies when you are able to understand the language because if one client call and is not able to speak English or even to interact with your coworkers, it's always good for you. And as a student, it will be easier for you to have a fun experience here if you can speak French. So don't worry, the school will offer you to get French classes, so you will be able to get the basics. There is no minimum of age, so even if you're 30, more than 30, you can apply with us. And as long as you have a bachelor degree, there is no minimum of age. So this is the third point, but this is very mandatory. You need to be graduated or to be in your last year of study for bachelor degree that you have obtained outside France. So it should not be a French degree. So you to apply, it's really simple. You just go on our website, joinaschoolin.france.com. You fill up the form, you enter your personal information, and then you start downloading your documents. So the required documents are your ID, your resume, your grades, all your transcripts, a copy of your diploma, or if you are not graduated yet, a certificate that says that you are still in your studies, last year of study. And we also like to have 2 recommendation letters. So these letters you can ask to your professor to write one for you, and it's basically a motivation letter, but written by someone else. So you can either ask your teacher to send it directly to us, or you can send it to us directly. And also we will ask you to answer some motivation questions. So you have 3 motivation questions, and basically we will ask you what are your motivation to come to France, what is your personal project and professional project, where do you see yourself in the future, etc., etc. So it's really interesting for you to be able to give as many details as possible, because the school wants to know what are your real motivation. They don't care, especially if you are the best students. What they want is someone who has a clear vision and a clear project. So you can see it on the form. You will see that the question comes and you will be able to answer them. So once you have applied on the Joiner School in France, we will review your application. We will study all your documents. We might call you. We try to call you like once a week or something, just to make sure that you understand the process. So you see that we are here for you. We don't leave you. We don't care that you apply. What we want, our mission and our goal is to make sure that you get accepted by the school. So we will call you to make sure that you understand everything, that you are still motivated, etc., etc. And so once your application is complete, we will send it to the school. And so we send the complete application every 10th of each month. So let's say right now we are Wednesday, October 17th. So the next application will be sent on November 10th. And so you will get the answer by the end of each month. So if you finish your application on November 10th, then you will get your answer on November 30th. So it goes really fast, and because we know how stressful it can be, we know how long it can be for you to apply, and so we want to make sure that it's as much comfortable as possible for you. I insist on that because I want you to understand that we are not the school. We are an organization separated from the school, and so we work for you. We work with you. Our mission is really to make sure that it's easy for you. And of course, we try to work with the school and get them the best students. But our goal is not to have as many students as possible. We prefer to have good people who trust us and who finish their application and who have a good experience rather than just have numbers that we don't know. So that's why I told you, if you have any question, don't hesitate to call us or to email us, because that's our pleasure to then help you with your question. So once you have your answer, if it's negative, unfortunately, we will we will recommend you to maybe start next year and maybe give us more information, or go to your campus friends to get a better indication for other schools. And if it's positive, you will get an interview with ESIEE Paris directly. So they will tell you they will ask you for an interview, a proper interview with them. And so from this moment, we are not responsible of the process anymore. So we will let you go. So our role ends when you get your answer. But from now until you get the answer, we are here with you. So as I told you, the benefit of applying with us will be first that it's completely online. So you just have to fill up a form. Whenever and wherever you are, you can apply. So we have no restriction. Secondly, it's free to apply with us, so you don't have to pay application fees. Third, we are so the school we represent is one of the best engineering school in France. And also, as I told you, you will be with other international people, so it's a really good opportunity for you to mingle and to meet up with people from other countries. Also, as I told you, for the other benefits, I will tell that we are a strong team here, and I'm pretty sure that you have received my emails a couple of times. So I am Faustine, and my other colleague are Agathe and Metap, and so we are here to make sure that you get where you want to go. So I see that we don't have any question, but it's okay. Maybe because I was very clear, so you don't have to ask any question. But if that was the case, here are our contact information. So you can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, and you can also write us an email at the address you see on your screen. So I hope that was clear, and I hope I will be able to see some of you next week, because as I told you, we'll try to call you once a week. Oh, so I see that there are some questions. So hello, Juan. So I see that you are an industrial engineer. As I explained earlier, these programs are not directly related. So I put the program again. This program are not directly related to the industrial area, but those master program give you the opportunity to work in any kind of companies. So industrial engineering is kind of a large area. So maybe I can call you tomorrow, and you can start to fill up the first parts of the form and tell us what kind of job you would like, because it's very large, so I can't tell you what exactly you are looking for, but yeah, I will be able to tell you that in private. So hi Ricardo. Okay, so Ricardo, you can email me at this address anytime, and I'll be able to answer you. Then George. Hello, George. So do you have any minimum qualification in the TOEFL test? No. So that's a really good question. There is no minimum. The reason is really simple. It's just because the school wants to know that you are able to speak English, and it's normal because the programs are in English, and that's a good thing too. They're not looking for your money, so they don't want you to apply if you are not able to understand. What they want is for you to have a good experience. So They just want the TOEFL to make sure that you get the you are able to understand, but there is no minimum. They will not judge you only on that. They will look at your grades as well. They will look at your motivation question and a lot of things. So it's really an overall application. It's not only on one point. Do you have any scholarship programs? So we do not manage the scholarship directly, but the school has some offers some scholarship. I think they offer like 5 scholarship a year for 5 students. And also there is another organization you can go to. It's called Campus France. So some of you might know of it already. And so these organizations are I give you the name. So you just write it down on your on internet on Google, and so you have a campus France in almost every country. And this is the place you go when you want to have information about the studies in France. And so they will be able to tell you if you are eligible for scholarship. I know there is one scholarship called the FL scholarship. And so this scholarship is will be closed in December. So it's better if you start applying now, because to apply for the FL scholarship, you need to have an application for school. So if you wait too long, you won't be able to apply for these scholarships. So that's also why we recommend you to apply earlier, because once you have your answer, and if, for example, the school says, yes, we accept to have you in our school, then you will be able to apply for scholarship program. But you can't apply for scholarship program before you get the answer for the school. So don't waste any time, because every year we see some students, and sometimes it's just a question of days. They miss the deadline for the scholarship because they wait too long before applying for the school. Um, I am with my sister. She wants to know if she has a psycho. She, as a psychology, can apply. So yes. So that's also a good question, Ricardo. You can even so. Of course, for an engineering school, it's recommended to apply for to have at least a background in engineering, but it's not mandatory. She will have to prove why she wants to go back to the engineering area, why she wants to work in this field, but why not? And also remember that if you go to join a school in France, you will see that we have all the program. We also have a management program, fashion program, and summer school program. So maybe she will find a better offer than the engineering programs. Okay. Okay, great, Ricardo. So if I don't have any more questions, I will end up this webinar. I was really pleased to see that you joined us today, and again, I'm available anytime when you want. So thank you, guys, and see you soon.